Oh, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to your StreamYard Spotlight. I think this is episode 21. I'm your co-host, Dana Bentz.
And I'm co-host Kelsey Bentz. Thanks for tuning into the show.
Yeah, thanks for being here, everyone. Kels, welcome back.
Oh my gosh,
everyone missed you last week.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes,
You're welcome.
I was really sad to miss it. There was a piece of my Thursday missing, but I'm really glad to be back.
Good. Well, last week's episode was so fun because I got to interview the original host of the StreamYard Spotlight show. She used to host every week, like 2 years ago when StreamYard first launched. So that was really fun.
Full circle, and on the 20th episode too. That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. I know it was a weird, good timing episode. Yeah, definitely. But last week was good. But I'm glad you're back. So we wanted to talk about the new feature that was just launched on, I think we launched it on Sunday, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that new feature of StreamYard it's kind of hard to describe without seeing it, but Kelsey, you might do a better job than me describing it. It's when you're using StreamYard, you can put StreamYard in full screen mode. So a lot of people requested this, especially on the guest side. If you've ever been a guest on StreamYard, you want to make the box full screen. You want whatever's showing, like you and your guest, you want it to take up your entire screen so it's bigger. People who were sharing PowerPoint presentations with small font wanted it to be just bigger so you could see it better. So now on StreamYard, in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen of the stream, there's a little button to make it full screen mode, and then it takes over your entire screen, kind of like going in full screen on any other kind of video app. Does that make sense, Kels? Did I describe it how it actually is?
Yeah, I think that's perfect. All you have to do really is just hover your mouse over the actual screen portion of the StreamYard Studio, and then you see a little square in the bottom right corner that you can click, and then it just makes the stream full screen, and you don't have to look at the private chat or the comments.
Yeah, exactly. So it's nice, and another nice thing is that when you're the guest and the host, you actually see private chats coming up on the side, which you can play around with and test, but you see private chats coming up and then they'll just disappear, so you don't want them in the way while you're streaming. But you'll see that when you actually use StreamYard yourself. But without further ado, we want to bring on our guests today. So we have Johnny Beane from johnnybeane.tv, the YouTube channel, and we have his co-host, which we'll get to talk to too. So Johnny Beane and Jay Hannon are here today. Welcome to the show, you two. Thanks for being here.
Whoa.
Thank you so much.
Oh my God.
Are you giving yourself applause?
Yeah. Well,
Someone's got to do it. Yeah,
Someone
exactly.
has to.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. So you guys have a pretty big YouTube channel. So Johnny Beane TV is over 6,300 subscribers.
It is?
It is.
I don't even keep track of that stuff.
Oh my gosh, of course. So can you give us a brief background on who you are, who Johnny Beane is, what the YouTube channel, how the YouTube channel came to be and came to be so big?
Oh man, how much time we got?
We've got 25 minutes.
Oh, okay. Basically, hey everybody, my name is Johnny Beane, and I started my YouTube channel back in 2006. I basically started it for my dog. My dog, his name was Howie the Dalmatian, and he basically was amazing. He passed away last year at the age of 17, which
wow,
was
what a long life.
Yeah. Long time. But basically, I just started making videos just of him doing tricks, saying hello, whatever. And a couple of those videos kind of, I guess, went viral, you would say. They got picked up by Yahoo, AOL. They were featured on like the Yahoo front page. The AOL did a blog on him. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So my channel basically started just for him. Yeah. And then a couple years later, I started doing like guitar lesson type stuff. Eddie Van Halen, huge Van Halen fan. Started doing Eddie Van Halen guitar lessons, and a few of those videos kind of got picked up by like Guitar Player magazine and different places.
Sweet.
Yeah. Pretty impressive.
So I did, a lot of that stuff for a lot of years, and then I would say about 6 years ago, I started doing like kind of like what you guys are doing here, like a talk show type of thing, talking about music, guitars, interviews, and so I've been doing that with different people over the years, and currently, we're doing 3 shows a week on my channel,
Yeah.
Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, and Jay Hannon here, he's with me on 2 of those nights, Fridays and Saturdays.
Okay, Fridays and
So,
Saturdays. Now, what's Jay's role as co-host?
Oh, you'll have to ask him. I have no idea.
I don't know either. We're still trying to figure that out.
He just shows up.
I just
Just
show up.
there, just there for the jokes.
Yeah. That's basically it. Yeah. Moral support.
Moral support. I like that. And you have so
So-
many fans tuning in the comments. I love it.
Yeah, lots of supporters.
Yeah.
So Jay, do you guys like talk about what you're going to talk about in advance, or do you kind of just, how do you plan your episodes?
When I first started with Johnny, and our old co-host Dave, we kind of, I guess, more or less tried to plan things out. We like text each other or message each other like, "Hey, do you see this article on, a certain music website of this?" And we try to talk about it. But most of the time, I think it works out better when we just go on and just wing it sometimes. I think the chemistry between, especially like me and Johnny, we can just go on a Friday night for 2 hours and just talk about whatever. And the comment section, like you mentioned, a lot of people in the chat.
Yeah.
We have such a cool community of people that, they'll bring topics up and we'll start talking about them. And then the chat gets really involved. And it's really a cool thing. I didn't really plan on doing something like this. But once I came on a couple of times, I was like, wow, this is really fun. And here we are over 3 hours, 3 years later, and I'm still hanging out with him. So,
So what was
so
the
fun.
origin of you sort of joining Johnny on his shows? Like, were you guys just buddies and you
A
were
lot
like,
of
hey,
money.
I'll...
a lot of money I had to send him. No, I've been a musician as well, and as Johnny. Yeah, keep going. And
All the sound effects.
the show kind of popped up on YouTube when I was researching to buy another
Okay.
guitar, and all of a sudden I clicked on his thing, and you know how YouTube works. You click on somebody's video, next thing you know, recommendations and stuff.
Oh yes.
I started watching their live stream, and I was like, I don't know what it is about these guys, but I just have to keep watching. And then I got a new guitar, and I messaged them, and I was like, hey, I'm 7 over 8 from the chat. Is it cool if I come on with this guitar and kind of do an unboxing and maybe hang out for a few? And next thing you know, they kept inviting me back, and they kept inviting me back, and then I guess I stuck to them. So here we
Oh
are.
my gosh, that's such a great example
Yeah.
of like virtual connections. Have you
Yeah.
guys ever met in person?
No,
No,
Are you serious?
What?
nope.
never.
That's
Oh,
wild.
cool.
I'm in
that's
South
really
Carolina, and
cool.
he's in California. So
Wow.
Wow, that's so cool. Even
love
after
that.
3 years. Yeah, I was just thinking, like, for the people who find their co-hosts in the last few months, like that makes sense. They've never met in person, but for being co-hosts together for so long, I think that's pretty neat that you
well, we both
managed.
might be a little scared that if we do meet, either the world will explode or we just won't like each other.
Like one of you will
Yikes.
turn out to be a catfish or something.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, right. Oh,
Yeah,
Hey,
well-
Todd,
so
thanks for
fun.
tuning in.
Hey, Todd.
I really don't want Jay to know I'm actually 4 feet tall.
Right.
Oh my
That's
God.
definitely a good thing to keep to yourself, I guess.
I love it. I love that your comment section is so, like, I watched some of your live streams, and the comment section is like, I love that you have fans, and then they're chatting with their friends in your comment section, and there's like conversations that start happening. I think that's so neat. So how are you in the shows, like, interacting with the comment section?
Basically, I'll glance at it, and if somebody asks, because if somebody mentions your name, it's highlighted,
Right.
on YouTube,
Yeah,
it's
on
highlighted in
YouTube.
orange.
Yep.
And let me just say hello to everybody on Facebook as well. I can see we've got
Yeah.
39
That's-
over on Facebook. Yeah, we do the same thing. We go live on YouTube and Facebook. and sometimes Periscope, which I think we're on as well.
Yep, we're on. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. Yeah, Periscope.
Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, the chat just asks, a question, and we'll answer the questions. We'll say hi to everybody. But like pretty much what Jay said, him and I, we can just go live without just cold, not even no topics, no nothing. And basically just talk about what we ate for lunch. And next thing you know, 2 hours has gone by, and it was actually a pretty good show.
That's amazing.
Right.
Well, that's what practice will do. Y'all have been doing this for 3 years. That's pretty good. And Johnny even longer.
Right. Yeah. If you go back and watch some of these videos from 6 years ago, you'll see it's very awkward. The pacing is very strange.
Yep.
And it came to a point where I knew, I pretty much had to step it up, and it's almost like be a character, even though it's me.
You're a character, all right, John.
Even though I'm a real person, you kind of have to play to the camera. You have to. It's all about entertaining.
So what did that mean for you exactly? Like when you had that realization, like, okay, I have to step it up. Like, what did stepping it up really mean? What did you change exactly?
I got faster with talking. In real life, I really don't talk like this at all. I really don't talk. Anybody that knows me in real life, I'm very quiet. I'm nothing like I am on these shows. And something else I started doing about 6 years ago was I started doing daily vlogs. And learning on YouTube. On my channel, and so I pretty much started learning how to talk to a camera, how to talk to an audience, even though there's nobody there, when you're filming, it.
Right.
But
it's
still
an art,
kind of feels
right?
like
it actually
speaking.
is. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I tell you, I'd be scared to death if I was actually sitting here in front of 12 people in person, but doing it on YouTube and Facebook, doing it to a chat, it's a little easier, to talk and
it doesn't feel like we have 70 live viewers all over the world. Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
So you've been doing this show for a long time, longer than most people have been live streaming. Like you're kind of like an OG live streamer. Even you, Jay, too. Like for 3 years, like a lot of people haven't been doing it nearly even that long. So what was your sort of experience with live streaming in the past 6 years? And then can you talk a little bit about like what switching to StreamYard sort of did for your live streaming, or like how that changed the way you live stream?
Wait, me?
Either one or both.
Well, I guess the live streaming thing, we're the Brady Bunch. The live streaming thing, I'm just glad that I would never be able to do this by myself, because let's just say we're in the middle of a show and, Johnny goes to make a tea or something else that rhymes with tea, and I'm sitting here by myself. I need the chat. Like, I'm not good at sitting here staring at a camera and talking. Yeah. I need like questions to roll in. Yeah. Whereas Johnny can sit here by himself and do a whole show.
Sure.
So I wouldn't be able to do this if it was just me. I definitely, am the Robin to his Batman.
Aww.
I'll take the back seat.
And it really is. It's a lot more fun, I think, to have two people on the stream. Like I do this show with Dana, and it's so fun to have both of us here. I also have my own show, but it's a different experience to like have the whole show resting on your shoulders than it is to like have a buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely understand that.
Yeah. And I have different people on my channel. The different nights of the week, the different shows. It's like different. It's like it's some of it's the same, can be the same people, but it's a totally different vibe when you throw another person into the mix.
Totally, yeah.
Totally different thing. So when we're live Tuesdays, that's a totally different vibe from Fridays.
Interesting. Yep.
Totally different.
So some of the shows have guests. Some of the shows are just you two. Right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Well, you know what it's like. You just do different things until you see what kind of sticks. you know?
Right.
And after 6 years of doing this type of thing, I'm finally getting, there's finally an audience there now. Whereas, I did a lot of shows for a lot of shows where there was like 5 people like just sitting there. And
you just run with it.
And 2 of them were me.
Yeah, right.
You're logged into YouTube and you're logged into Facebook and you're logged into everything else. Like,
5 views, but they're all you. Yeah, exactly. So Johnny, we were talking a little bit before we went live about how before StreamYard you were using Google Hangout. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, can you talk about the transition to StreamYard and how that went for you?
Oh man. I was one of the first to be on. I was in the beta testing for Google Hangouts.
Oh
I remember back in like 2011 or something.
Wow. Yep. You've been streaming since day one.
So I would do streams. I would do streams with other people. I would jump on with rock stars. Would do live streams. I would jump in and say hi to them, talk to them, or whatever. And then I would start doing my own thing. And then I would say a couple years ago, I knew that Google Hangouts was going to be going away. Google Plus was ending.
Yep.
And if anybody remembers Google Plus, that was Google's version of Facebook, kind of.
Yeah. That's a good way to describe it.
And so I pretty much saw at one point, I was telling the guys, I'm like, hey, this is going to go away. We're going to have to find another way to do this.
Right.
And so we tried, I tried different things. And then I remember the last day of Google Hangouts, I was like, hey, there's this thing called StreamYard. And this is it's the next thing, basically.
Yeah.
So we jumped right on, and it's been great. It's been great. I'm a monthly subscriber, let's just say.
Nice.
To StreamYard, so I get all the perks,
Yes.
Nice. All the fancy perks.
All the fancy stuff, and I love everything that you guys are coming out with. All the new, like you were just talking about, the new full screen feature.
Yeah.
Which
have
is
you
awesome.
used that feature yet? Have you put it in full screen mode yet?
I think Saturday night I did for a little while.
Nice. Cool.
Sometimes it's hard for the hosts because if you have to, go with the comments, it's like the full screen feature isn't so valuable, but it is a great option, especially for the guests.
Yeah. And the way that I use StreamYard actually is I use 2 different computers. So my main computer is slowly dying. That's why I'm like lagging and stuff. But I got to get a new. I've had this computer for years.
Since 2006.
Oh, yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
no
it's old.
Way.
It's old. And I do music. Jay and I both do music production as well. Oh. So I do a lot of music on this computer also. But when we're live, I'm basically running the show from a MacBook over here. So I've got another computer here. So I have us on here as well. Okay.
Oh, that's fancy, huh?
That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, whoops.
That is fancy.
So let's say if I was running the stream tonight, I'd be doing everything from here.
Got it. So you run it all on the MacBook, but then you have.
Do you join the stream as the guest on the bigger computer?
Actually, I join. I join as 2. I log in twice.
Oh, okay.
So I've got let's say Johnny Beane here, then I'll have another Johnny Beane over here, and then and I'll be running, like, let's say if I'm going to share the screen, if I'm going to share the screen or the intros or the outros, all that stuff, I run from down here instead.
Smart.
Interesting. Okay.
Hashtag Johnny needs a new Mac.
Oh my gosh.
That's the truth. Well, very cool. And I bet you, I can imagine that the comments feature that everything can filter into StreamYard is so useful for your guys' streams, because it sounds like you really engage with people via the comments. Is that right?
Yeah.
Let me talk about that for a minute, because that was one very cool thing. Like when I started watching the show, it was a cool thing to just to be a part of like I talked about before, a cool community of people that like the same stuff, same music, talk about the same, songs and stuff. And just to it felt like you were part of the show. And when I came on, I wanted to continue. I wanted to like kind of keep that, let these people that are fans and that like what we're doing, let them feel like they're actually a part of it. And they are, they definitely add a huge, a huge amount to the show.
They totally do become the part of the show, especially I think in your chats, since you get so many, it's like you're able to move the conversation to what's happening in the live chat.
Yes.
I think that's so neat. I think for people starting out, when their chats are smaller, they even see that happen. Like if you only have 5 to 10 viewers and one person's commenting, like you could still be having a back and forth with someone in your chat.
Because I have seen, I still watch some other shows and stuff, and there's a couple of them I'll watch, and they have tons of comments rolling in, and they just ignore the whole chat section. I'm like, what are you doing?
I know.
So.
Yeah, we try to not do that on our show, because sometimes you get so many that they're just now filtering through, and it's hard to like see them all and pick out the good ones. And some of them ask the guests questions, so you have to make sure to click on those ones. And some are just people chatting with other people.
Yeah.
And then it's hard to like host and then also read the chat and then like listen to the answer, but then also be reading.
Yeah.
So you got
it's a little bit of a multitask. Yeah.
I would say Jay definitely watches the chat, way more than I do, because I'm running, like I said, I'm running everything, on my end over here as well.
Yeah.
So Jay, do you like pull the comments up on screen a lot, or are you sort of just like reading them and then responding to them?
Yeah, well, I do definitely pay more attention, because every once in a while there'll be somebody, are you guys seeing what I'm writing?
I know.
No, the thing is cruising tonight.
That's so funny. We totally know the type.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
That's so fun. Well, we're almost out of time. The show went by so fast because you have such an interesting perspective from streaming for so long, from coming from Google Hangouts. Like that's such an interesting take. So for people who have never heard of you and would like to watch your shows, where is the best place for them to find you, subscribe to you, watch the next live stream? Where can they do that?
I mean, our audience is mostly based on YouTube.
Okay.
So the YouTube channel.
6,300. Yeah.
The YouTube channel is that's where most of everybody is. I've been trying to build up the Facebook, the Facebook page. And so we do that as well. But I don't know. I mean, I'm everywhere. You can just Google Johnny Beane and like everything, as far as me and myself, everything is right there.
And they can find Jay on Johnny Beane, on Johnny Beane's channel.
Don't find me. Please don't find me.
Don't find me. So right now you're multi-streaming, Johnny, to Facebook and YouTube. That's where you're going.
Yeah. Well, actually, I've been having some problems over on Facebook. Not because
you're streaming this as well at the same time.
No. I've been having some I'm having some, well, not really problems. Let me just say I'm getting extra like features on my Facebook channel.
Cool.
And so I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate that stuff into the live shows.
I see. Yep.
But
on Facebook.
Facebook. But we've been trying to just figure out, how to use a lot of different stuff because, I know that on StreamYard we can go to Twitch as well.
Yep. Oh yeah.
But I know Twitch.
That's a great one for monetizing.
But Twitch, they don't want you on YouTube.
That's true.
You can't do both.
That's true.
You have to do one or the other. And so I'm trying to figure out.
so big.
So I'm trying to figure out, hey, let's do another show on Twitch. Let's do. I have a Van Halen group on Facebook that has like 21,000 members.
Wow.
I want to use StreamYard to go live in there as well and do a strict Van Halen,
That's
show.
a great idea.
But I don't know. Let me just say we're everywhere, and I
Just
tag
Google
Jay.
ya.
I
Yeah.
tag Jay in everything I do anyway, so you can find him
Nice.
all
That's
over
you
my.
to
So
keep
he is
Easy to
findable.
Easy to find. Okay, so our last question, and then we're gonna wrap it up. So NLTMW, this is Mike. Thanks for tuning in, Mike. Says,
Hi, Mike.
so does Johnny and Jay both log into StreamYard as the host, or is Jay a guest? That's a good technical question.
That is. I'm always a guest.
Interesting.
I think it's a fail-safe for Johnny if he ever doesn't want to have me on anymore.
He just doesn't send you the invite link. You're uninvited. That's it.
Oh my God.
Changes the locks.
I love that.
So then, Jay, you can't actually display the comments on screen then because you're not logged into the host account.
I see him, but
Right.
I can't comment.
Right.
Right.
Okay. So you can engage with them.
So you're you're just viewing them on the side. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like when I'm logged into YouTube, I pop out the chat, and
Oh yeah.
I have
Dope.
that to mess with. So
Cool.
Yeah. Smart. Cobra Kai Platoon says Kelsey and Dana join Johnny and Jay on Friday. That'd be so fun.
That'd be
let's
fun.
do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you two, thank you so much for being on our show and giving us your
Yeah.
background and how you're using StreamYard. It's been fun to hear, and we're excited to watch some of your live streams coming up.
Thank you. I mean, thank you so much for having us, and
Yeah.
and definitely, yeah. If you guys would like to join us on a show sometime,
Yeah,
That'd be
you're welcome.
awesome.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Awesome. That would be fun. Well, thank you again for being on our show, and we hope to be on yours sometime soon. Have a great night, you guys.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Applause. See ya, guys.
Bye.
That is so fun. I think we need to get those sound effects for our show.
Yeah, we do. I need more applause.
You guys, thanks for tuning in. Our chat was popping today. I think it was because all of their fans are watching us. So thank you for tuning in. And if you want to subscribe to Johnny Beane TV, I think this link takes you straight to the YouTube channel. So it's easy to find your way there. But I saw a comment before about someone posting the link. So thank you everyone for tuning in to this week's episode of StreamYard Spotlight. We'll be back Thursday night at 5 p.m. PST, 8 p.m. EST. Thanks everyone.